overstepping the bounds there. Bomb will go down, and they have full window and mid control here, so this is going to make the retake really hard.
Yeah, Vega in complete control of the situation right now, and the best that Spirit can hope for is maybe grabbing a pick here early on, but the way that Vega's entrenched is certainly not going to help their cause. JR going to be a menace there from the Palace, trying to get some kills out in the way and get them all done, but it looks like his teammates are going to be there to do it for him, and while he was going for the defuse, Softic is actually going to be eliminated. The first round on the board here for the Vega Squadron, and a really good start as we start to dive into what will be Mirage. And you know, Chad, pretty much textbook take there. Pretty much textbook from the way that you'd want it to go if you are Vega Squad.
I like the fact that they've gone for the Molotov towards the window, forcing that player out of the position if he was there, and then the smoke towards Cat gives them a clean avenue. Something to note here, Vega Squadron defeated Team Spirit at the previous major challenger stage in the Swiss round 1 on the same map, 16-14, with monstrous T-halves, a 12-3 and then a 13-2. So let's see if that one plays out the same.
It hasn't really played out thus far in this round. In fact, there's only 3 members alive here for Vega. Chopper having 19 HP for himself and 2 heads to his name. And what was a buy-up situation, it has now dwindled down to a 3v2. Dave Coast and Softic, I should say.
Softic.
Yeah, Softic.
Yeah.
Trying to hold it together here. They haven't gotten the bomb down, not really a necessity at this point, with 3 members alive. JR finishing out the round, grabbing himself some extra money there too with the Mac 10 kill, so definitely helping the cause, but that one did start a little bit scary for the side of Vega.
Yeah, that's a decent amount of damage there with the only USPs. They've gone for the full eco, now they're able to buy straight in, and we see 3 Orgs coming straight out here, and they're going to be very menacing. Look at that, bang, away they go. A couple of nice easy kills, just aim mapping. And this is where it's going to get interesting. So,
yes, sir.
If you've never watched a Vega Squadron game before, Mac 10s are plentiful. Even on gun rounds, we see lots of players coming out from the CIS squads on lots of different sides with that Mac 10.
And we do see the ever-present AUG in play here, 4 on the side of Spirit. You can't really blame him at this point. Looks like Vega's going to, or at least Hutchie's going to try to hold on to that Mac 10. It's not going to stay alive very long with it. Demon goes ahead and shuts down his dreams and aspirations in this round. As we see a little bit of a scale up towards the catwalk here. You look Vega trying to take it methodically, and it's paying off for them in a big way. While he does take a lot of damage, Demon go ahead and exits the round there, and Spirit with 4 members alive. Considerable damage done onto JR at this point, with the posturing set up in a way that they could traverse over there through the connector and move on into that A site, but they're going to run into Coldy and Dave Koss should they do that. And then, of course, the rotation should be pretty quick there from Sumdai Young as he's set up to make sure no one can infiltrate there through the back lines over towards B and find themselves in a weird sort of B split. But the Vega Squadron have kind of stalled here. They've kind of went back to the board and said, hey, you know what, maybe we'll let them kind of screw up here. Maybe we can get another pick out of the situation and work it to our advantage and maybe find an opening in the defense.
Yeah, definitely that point, right? When the CTs are down a number, they're in the disadvantage, even a 4-on-4 situation like this. So they're normally going to go for an info play. But with these Orgs, they're actually able to sit back 4 on the board right now, take some more interesting angles as the attack will be coming into the A-bomb site. 30 seconds left on the clock, and utility will rain out. Davkos stuck in the Molotov. He's going to push forward. Yeah. He's going to drop, and now pressure on Coldy. The hero with the USP has a lot to do.
Yes, that's right. The young Ukrainian trying to put some spam down to the board. Does a considerable amount of damage onto Chopper and Crush, but not enough to stop that bomb from being planted. He does end up actually taking Crush down. In the long run, they're going to be trying to clear this site out. Coldy and SDY, the only 2 members remaining here for Spirit. Trying to get out here and make some use of these weapons that they did purchase. Coldy finding 2 quick in succession. Trying to find a third, puts a little bit of damage onto Tony Black, but in this moment, it's time that is crucial. Going to tap the bomb, does not have the kit. That's absolutely right, Chad. And what he can hope for here is to maybe cost that weapon, and with no kit, I don't see a world where that happens. So he's just going to go ahead and pull off, head towards T-spawn, and save. And, well, in case you didn't know, Team Spirit won 11 out of 11 maps in Mirage in the past 3 months. Did you know that, Chad?
No, Statsman feeding us some lovely little tidbits here. And we've got Vega Squadron have lost 2 out of 2. But as we brought up earlier, last time these guys went head-to-head was actually at a major. And that's where it was a 16-14 victory with massive T-sides. And it seems to be starting off that way again with Vega Squadron going up to a quick 3-0 lead. And with the 1 gun saved right now, question marks come in for the likes of Spirit. Are they going to go for a force? Because they did take a lot of numbers, but the bank was built. So they are going to go for just a partial upgrade. There's going to be some Deagles on Dima. SDY will have one of his own. P250 for Davkost. CZ for Sotvic. And that saved Org here, close behind the smoke. This could get menacing if someone doesn't expect him to push out.
Right, and the way Crush is set up right now, he's going to be able to catch someone off guard here, I do fear. Coldy playing the smoke to the best of his advantage and does get the best of it. Taking out Crush, eliminating him from the round, making that threat just a little bit lesser here on the side of Vega. Well, the number's going to be evening up as well. The drop there by Coldy didn't really pan out as he tries to jump out and find something cheeky. Doesn't really go his way. Bomb being down there towards the back of the B apartments. Sets it up for what is sure to be a 3v3 to remember. Hutchie also coming alive in this round. Now all up to the 2 remaining defenders there on Spirit. And Chad, they've really worked themselves into a pickle here. JR, the only one left, does have the AWP. He's going to have to try to get something going with the bomb in hand, a little under 50 seconds left on the clock. And the way they're set up right now, they don't really know where he's going to go. You can probably see why they would be splitting bomb sites at this point. And as soon as these sound cues sort of kick off, JR is going to have to do something strange here.
Exactly. The sound cue means the Palace player is just going to pivot and all the information will be given. Oh, he's actually going to go up the ladder. I don't know if he's heard the player make his way in, but he wants to get inquisitive, and curiosity killed the cat. But JR really prodding for this kill. SDY, Sumda Young, ready for it, grabs the frag and puts the round on the board here for Spirit. But that was a terrible round of Counter-Strike, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. There was no trade potential on any of the movements being made by the Vega Squadron. They took mid-control. Fantastic, but as soon as that first kill came out, it felt very flustered. People were moving on their own. They were caught off guard by the pistols. They had plenty of time to drop back. There was no need to get stuck in that environment, but a great round there from Spirit. Had to hit the shots, had to get the kills that were offered up, and Davkos now will get the big green out as a force buy will come out from Vega Squadron, have a bunch of utility. It looks like they're posturing for an A attack.
Yeah, that's right. These 5 smokes are going to come in big here when they start to set up towards this A hit, which is looking like what they're going to do at this moment. Having those 3 members there in apartment, leaving one to trail to sort of watch any sort of A ramp push will be JR. And then lingering on the other side of the map is going to be Crush. He's already at pretty half health, so him falling back, this A hit is imminent, and this nade is going to land supreme. A big nade there, a lot of damage done on the chopper, and Tony Black. Coldy's going to be trying to mop him up there. Going to do just that. Grenades raining in. Now Davkos with the op. Coldy with the second one. It's going to be JR and Crush with just about mission impossible on their hands, and they do find themselves in the sight. Not for long. Chopper falls to the hands of that AUG.
Coldy's doing work.
Yes, indeed, he is. He's currently sitting 11-3 as he grabs another one to close out the round there for Team Spirit. A second one on the board. So we do look at a 2-3 score line here for the Intel Extreme Masters. Katowice major, Chad.
You pointed out the smokes on that force buy, right?
Yeah, I indeed did.
So if your team had bought a bunch of smokes and you were going towards A, would you just throw a normal A execute, maybe do the smoke wall, maybe smoke off CT?
Anything.
Yeah. Or would you send 4 players through Palace with their utility and get absolutely destroyed by utility before you get a chance to use the nades that you purchased?
I mean, you're not giving yourself a chance to get on the bomb site at that point. No. Obviously, you're playing against weaponry in this moment, and you're not giving any sort of buffer between you and your opponents, especially when you have these pistols. You can take these closer fights and force them out of their comfort zones, which is the comforting thing here as we look forward into round number 6. What was looking to be a quick B hit will now just be JR peeking and trying to get something going here. Not much of a buy on the side of Vega. You see a Deagle and a P250. But this round is going to be pretty tough for them there, Chad.
Yeah, they have to be offered up kills here as Davkos is going to grab one onto Crush at the top of middle. No flash for them to go for a pounce play and hoping that the 2 pistols that you highlighted would be able to get kills. But so far, things are good for Team Spirit as they've opened their account with 2 big kills. Almost the third there as Chopper burns down. Hutchie will fall to Coldy, who continues to frag up a storm. He has 12 kills. The closest on his team is Davkos with 3. You've got Sotfik on 2. You've got SDY on 3 as well, and Deem on 1 frag of his own.
And JR has actually lost his head in this round. Giving us an even score line, 3-3. Now we've got a ball game on our hands. Looks like a little bit of purchasing power now, again on the side of Vega. They're going to be able to get back and sort of bounce back where they started.
Thing is, their utility is still average, right? It's not a full buy. It's enough to make it work. They'll probably get their standard mid-control smokes down. They don't have a lot of Molotov, so if they went for a set piece, they wouldn't be able to Molotov out all of the harder positions to clear.
But now that we're seeing these guns come out on the side of Vega, again, they do have 5 smokes. Perhaps we can see them utilize it correctly, and that really could
the window
change.
smoke.
In fact, we're going to see them come out middle and start battling it out proper. Chopper spraying them down, and it's going to be SDY on the lesser end of that, being the only casualty in this round thus far.
I'm really struggling here, Trace. He jumped out of window alone with the 2 players on A, both playing towards Ticket and Palace, meaning there's no support from Connector, there's no utility to be thrown to help. There was a player coming from Cat, or 2 of which, but the fact of the matter was he jumped out straight into that and given up a 4v5 advantage 10 seconds in the round.
And maybe, you know, it's one of those situations where he thought, hey, you know what, I'm going to get out ahead of this. I'm going to try to get some steam rolling in our way. And ultimately, he was punished for it, and that's going to leave a pretty big handicap here for Team Spirit, now finding themselves trying to defend these bomb sites with 4 members alive. Dave Koss falling back there towards that window room area. It's going to be mollied off by Chopper. And now they're going to have to decide where they want to go. They're going to get picked apart. If they just stop in these choke points like they have, Chopper's going to go ahead and fall, but they do have control of this catwalk area. Vega Squadron, well, like I said, just getting picked apart one by one. Crush here falling, while Coldy is going to be, well, I guess, kind of working his way around to really find out what else they've got to offer. They really haven't set themselves up for much success in this situation. I know they want to wait for someone to show face here and really give up what they've held as far as CTs on grounding, but my goodness, this is not how you do it.
No, and Hutchie's going to make a play over towards that B bomb site. He's going to have to try and draw the rotation. He's pulled a player off Cat here, but it shouldn't really matter. Hutchie will actually open the account. They can cascade off of the balcony into the bomb site. The man in question continues to frag, but will fall. It's curious here because they did get the opening kill, right? They had full mid control, but then the kills went down on other parts of the map. The trades really weren't able to happen, and at that point, the aggressive play came in. As soon as that T-spawn push was in, they knew that wasn't going to be an A attack. They could focus towards middle and lean towards that B bomb site. Mop it up as they do.
Yeah, that was just picking them apart right there. They didn't really give themselves much room to work with, not much wiggle room at all. But if the numbers don't lie, Chad, what do they say?
Well, right now, coming through the wireless, we have when Spirit gets the entry frag, they win 80% of the rounds, whereas Vega only wins 61% of the rounds. So I'm not sure if that's a map-specific stat. I would say more than likely.
In this situation, it's going to be Spirit who do have the upper hand. The weaponry is simply not there, and that is map-specific to be exact. Weaponry specifically not there. We do see 5 deagles coming out on the side of Vega. Feeling like a little bit of sharpshooting, but for what it's worth in this moment, they really haven't got much to work with thus far. Other than that little bit of damage there onto Davkus, we do see him with 69 HP. Oh. And a dink coming out there from A-Ramp on a Coldy.
Get back on that org, bro. You were wrecking with it. I know everybody wants to get that AK-47 up, but when it's working, it's working. And Hutchie's going to continue to find kills over towards this B bomb site. This deagle spread pick. The whole idea is to hope somebody gets a little bit lackadaisical in holding their position, or you can catch someone off guard, find yourself a pretty little headshot like that. But we've seen Vega find a lot of opening kills thus far, and they haven't always been able to capitalize, especially with these pistols right now. It's even more of a difficult task, and JR's going to push out on his own straight into the crosshair of Dima. Someday Young will find another, and the round continues to fall apart for Vega as, like I mentioned, the opening came in, but the round is not to follow.
Big nades there, and what was the downfall of Vega Squadron in this round. The Okulas are not swimming too far right now. Chopper being the last one to fall, and a 5th round on the board for Spirit. If you're joining us from work, congratulations. You made it just in time for what is Team Spirit versus Vega Squadron here at the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice Major. And again, this is the new challenger stage.
If you're joining us from work, you'd probably be either a night shift worker or you live in the United States.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're in Australia, but it's like 4 a.m.
Nonetheless, people working round the clock.
Yeah, well, everyone works.
Yes, everyone does work for someone. That is just about accurately true. Davkus getting set up there in the window room with the AWP. But you can tell Vega a little bit rattled right here. They're not sure where to sort of point their crosshairs and where they want to take it downfield, because so far they haven't really been able to get anything going. And Chopper's trying to get something going here on the A side. He's going to edge his way out. He does get the drop. He thinks he gets the one tap. Does indeed get the kill on the Coldy, but not before Crush is taken down and the trade is there. So even strength number on both sides. Utility very low here for Vega. And with the bomb down in spawn, someone's going to have to flex back to get that. Even though he gets that kill on the A site, it's simply not enough to make the comm to go ahead and commit all in on A. And that's exactly what we're seeing. It's going to be SDY lurking around in that connector. trying to spot that catwalk, make sure no one's taken off kilter, but it is going to be Hutchie that gets the best of him. And Dima realizes that he's in trouble now. He's going to go ahead and back off a little bit as well. Doesn't want to find himself in a fight where he doesn't need to be. Doesn't want to find himself in a fight where trading is not a real potential here.
Yeah, I think some of the points that the desk were making about this being a real mid-round battle are coming true, because you can see the extremities of each side of the map getting taken advantage of. Tony Black has taken checkers control. He's heard the rotation. He's got a free kill right here. As soon as his teammate's close, the spin comes in. Lucky to get the frag there.
That's right, spin to win. Tony Black, well, he does get that frag, and it was a close one, but eventually he does fall. Now, Sotfik is on the case. He's going to be out here trying to hold on this B site for as long as possible. Dave Cost, though, with the rotation, apparently, Team Spirit not going to be holding that B bomb site. The bomb will be planted for Vega Squadron. Op kill coming in, top of mid.
He's going for it. They've got enough money to actually give this a fair attempt.
He's got enough money. He's got plenty of utility to work with. He's already got 2 kills in the round and a kit, but he has absolutely no hope after that shot. Chopper really eliminating him just as he rounds that corner there on catwalk. And I don't want to say that was a really hasty play to just kind of show face there, but he definitely got punished for it, Chad.
I'm just curious about the game plan from Vega so far. They put a lot of pressure on mid in the early stages. They were even being given kills, gifted kills, some might say. And then from there, they were going one by one into the crosshairs of Team Spirit. Now, they were able to force a kill, force a rotation, and at that point, lurk players out of extremities. Chopper just walking up a ramp like that with no utility. You're taking advantage of the fact that they might not be ready. Look at this, it's a pounce play straight to the side. Flashes come over, they're up the A ramp, they're at Tetris. Coldy gets one, Tony Black with the instant trade, and now Dab Cost in. Oh, Palace has missed the shot. JR's going to get it instead, and SDY on top of the staircase. He's going to mop this one up. Did he see the play across the bench? He must have missed it.
He does now, and in fact, he does take down Tony Black, who's already pretty low on HP. He's going to see what else he can do. SDY going to go ahead and get taken down as well. Chopper coming really alive in this round. Now all up to Sotfik. Does have the op, doesn't have a kit. That kill will go a long way, though. Now 1 versus 1, op v op, and the bomb is down in sight. He has really worked this one into his favor. And the repositioning from JR is going to come at that of a ramp. It's going to be a slower play here, I'd like to imagine. Over a minute left on the clock, but he slips out of A ramp just in time. They're going to get wind of each other here just any second, but Sotfik has absolutely no idea. He could be coming from B, could be coming from anywhere. In fact, these two guys are just about back-to-back at this point. Has to have heard the sound cue there from the scope. The grenade's going to come in. Didn't put any damage down on the JR, which is really unfortunate there for Sotfik, and JR can't land the shot, which would have made this a much easier affair. 40 seconds left, and it's a shooting gallery down here on the A site. Molotov coming out. JR realizes he needs to get this bomb and try to get it planted. He's going to eat away a lot of damage there on the Sotfik. Just toying with this food right now. Fake pistol flash, doesn't fully commit to it.
Well, he's doing his back on him.
The op turned his complete back to this guy. Chad, you know that was a little risky, but in the end it does work out. He does get the plant. Both players about half health, 60 to be exact. Trying to get the spam down there with the USP, can't seem to connect the shots. And what was the most awkward round I have seen in some time, JR does come out victorious and putting up an even scoreline here. Vega 5-5.
What on earth was that 1v1?
That was a little awkward, Chad. That's what that was, all around.
I understand the nade coming in, right? He's heard the scope. He figured that he's near the plant spot, get the nade in, maybe chunk down some damage, and then find the frag. But as soon as you throw a grenade like that from a position where you were stuck, he now has you locked in. The fact that he was able to get out of that position and JR didn't get the kill, and then it got really awkward, a bit of a dance in limbo, that's a mess right there. But it looks like a change of pace. It will be the fast B smokes, Molotov to stop them, but they're going to extinguish that bad boy, and the pace is going to continue. Tony Black out the window, and a headshot from Dima there, and well,
this has been a disaster. Chad, this has gone all wrong for Vegas. Someone call the cops.
Cancel
this one is not going the way you wanted it to. 3 players alive, Crush, Chopper, and JR. And Vega find themselves stuck in that limbo again, stalled out here in the B halls, and they're trying to get something going. They do spot the player right there underneath the window, and Chopper's able to do something in the meantime. In that meantime, also netted a kill there for SDY with the SMG. Dave Cost also get himself one. And well, Chopper had to just basically tuck tail at this point, and be interesting to see what he does in this round. He is going to go towards that bomb. Plenty of time to work with. No utility, though. Does have an AK and full health Kevlar. He's going to be walking his way through these B halls right now, and they're set up in a pretty good position here on Team Spirit's side. SDY watching these halls. But Sotfik looking the way of catwalk and any sort of weird flank that might come in. Dave Cost is able to go from watching that market area and then pivot over to wherever the problem is. And that problem right now is Chopper. Should he gain any ground here, they're going to swarm him rather quickly. The bomb down in probably one of the most unadvantageous situations. And they haven't seen the shoulder yet of Chopper. It's going to be SDY to facilitate contact. Now that he's shot, he's all exposed, and it's all said and done with. Another round on the board here. It's going to be 6-5 for Spirit.
That's a gamble call, right? I understand the change of pace, and it was well executed. They did have the right utility landing in the right places. But once you've kind of broken a team's money, or you put them on the precipice, you have to expect SMGs to come out. And that's the bread and butter, right? If you're going to run into some SMGs, they're going to lap that up. That's what they live for. They want that heads-up play. They don't want to get forced into a long-range duel. They want to have a position that they can just sit, spam, take one, reposition, and hope that the teammate's close enough to do the same. And that's exactly what we saw go down in that round.
And we're going to see a timeout come out here on the side of Vega. And I've got a little bit of a trivial fact for you, Chad. You ready for it?
I like facts.
Spirit received their biggest loss on Mirage to Avangar, 16-1 in Epicenter. It was a close qualifier, and a 16-1's a 16-1, Chad. You can't really mop that one up to anything short of a big L.
Let's not talk about 16 zeros, but you know what we can talk about?
Okay.
We'll take this on a tangent. They'll give you a B stream update.
Let's do that. I like those as well.
It's Greyhound taking on Vitality.
Okay.
On Nuke, and the current scoreline, which may not be updated just yet, but as far as my telephone's telling me, it is 7-1 in favor of Greyhound.
Interesting. The boys from down under trying to do it proper, trying to put up a fight here, trying to stay alive, and talking about staying alive. And if you're wondering how both of these teams ended up playing against each other in this situation, it would have been Spirit and Vega we're watching now. The results of their first round match would have been Vega versus G2 on Cash, 16-14, going the way of G2, very close there all the way to the end. And then Ints, well, it was just a little easy for them on Nuke. 16-10, Spirit falls to them. So that did net these two teams playing against one another. And what is our second round of matches here of the Swiss system?
Another force buy, just a faster play. Looks like a B-split this time. Has to push through the Molotov, and he's going to get straight through. The Famous of Demon will take him down. And if the trade can't come in, it just feels frivolous in this exchange. His team is going to find another into Chopper, and, well, I guess that should be it.
Yeah, I mean, for the FAMAS to come alive like that, you love to see it. But for Vega, I mean, they're coming in here and they're trying to do stuff with force and with a vengeance. But one guy running through a Molotov into a well-entrenched CT is not going to do too much for you, is it, Chad?
Yeah, if we look at the economy situation right now for Team Spirit, they don't have a huge amount of money built up, right? They are in the position in which we would say that the money can be broken. So the force buy does make sense considering how close this half is. It is 6-5 right now, looking like it will most likely become a 7-5. There's going to be a slow play with the last two remaining members of Vega Squadron back towards the A ramp. They do have the MAC-10 and the CZ-75, but they've got to deal with an AWP, an AK, an AUG, a FAMAS, and an MP9. So a menagerie of weapons to deal with, and it is going to be the cheapest of the lot, getting the job done.
And smiles over there as they do clean up those kills at the end of the rounds. Team Spirit 7-5 over Vega, currently in the first half of this Mirage game. And yeah, taking a look here at Tony Black, I mean, you can understand what he was going for there to find the pick, but that one was just, there was no odds in his favor by any stretch of the imagination. Now, though, we're going to see, again, a very lackluster economy on the side of Vega. And that flash, well, if it's anything like the rest of their utility, Chad, might not do anything at all.
I think they'll use this one. Normally when you see one flash come up on the board, the Glocks will group up together, the flash will come over and they'll try and pounce on one member and hopefully get that bomb down. That tends to be the standard play on a map like Mirage. I can definitely see what they were going for in the last round. If they had got that kill, if they had opened up on the cap player, then the B split was possible, but it's not a percentage play. And I guess percentage play in Vega Squadron, or most of the CIS region for that matter, don't really go in the same sentence. I don't know why I am so surprised at some of the plays that we're seeing. I think it will be a bit of a play over towards B, but that's to draw attention. The actual attack is over towards A, and that's where Coldy, the man who's already done so much damage to Ticket, gets a chance to just finish him off with the AUG from the distance. Scope will come in. That's the last three.
Another round on the board there for Spirit. You know why they take those risks, Chad?
To get the biscuit?
Yes, something about risking it to get the biscuit.
What type of biscuit?
Doing something strange for a little piece of change. Biscuit, you know, honestly, I was a fan of cheese biscuits. I don't know if anybody really is on that wavelength.
Cheese biscuits?
Yeah, like, you ever had cheese in a biscuit before?
Cheese in a biscuit. Like, I think this is maybe where we get culturally kind of split, because I think we would call it like a cracker in Australia, and then it would be like a biscuit would be sweet.
Yeah, we're talking, you know, all the buttery goodness of the southern parts of the United States. But in this case, we're going to be talking about a Vega Squadron that does have more utility. They do have weaponry coming into this round, and they have decided to split themselves up. They haven't elected to go for any sort of mid-control here, but they do, in fact, have JR trying to watch for that push. He's going to catch Dima out doing just that. It's already Team Spirit on the back foot in this round. 4 players alive. And again, Vega backing off slowly and quietly away from this B hit.
We've already noted a lot of openings from them, right? They haven't been able to convert. So this time round, they have another free kill given to them. No trade potential from the CT, getting very inquisitive towards the top of middle. Now they're regrouping. This is good because they can trade efficiently onto the bomb site.
And we're going to be seeing them use the utility probably like they plan to. Obviously, using this utility would be very advantageous. Perhaps they can even get out on the site itself. They're going to have to gun for Coldy. He's been a rock here over at this A site thus far. And playing underneath that Balk, this sure to be no different. Dave Cost set up with that AWP, though. Getting smoked off. Not much that he can see there. Can't really reach out and touch anyone at that rate. 2 players from the side of Spirit already down. Coldy staying alive until he's taken out by Crush. Dave Cost and Sotfik staying here, trying to put some pressure here on this Vega Squadron with just under 25 seconds left on the clock. Going to try to stop this plant that hasn't even made a motion towards the site yet. Still holding there on the ramp, and then the player towards Palace. JR with a great opportunity there, but Davkos is just too quick for him, Chad. And you love to see it. Another one coming alive there and put in the dirt. Can't seem to close the deal, but the timer might be the fate.
He doesn't have time.
What is this round? He could have had the plant right there. And wow, he actually does it, Chad. Can you believe it? He does get the kill. And somehow, some way, Vega Squadron picked up a 6th.
You cool, or?
Yeah, man, but I've really got to be asking both sides of this game. Are you guys cool, or?
Like, as a color commentator or an analyst on the desk, I just get very puzzled.
You know, I can see the frustration on your face when something like that happens. Obviously, you know, Vega should not have won that round.
There was 1 second left, right? Even if you swung wide, you catch him planting the bomb, okay, cool. You swing wide, you die, you lose the round. I'd prefer to play the 1v1 after it's planted. He doesn't have enough time to move away. You still get to take a fight in limbo.
Big nade coming out there as we look at the last round of the half here, Spirit and Vega. And Hutchie is going to be starting this one the lesser. 49 HP, and Sophic will be there to try to defend what this aggressiveness will be from Vega. Using a lot of Molotovs outside of the halls there. Ultimately to no avail. Only that little bit of damage there done to Sotfik. And again, by a little bit, I'm talking 37 HP to be exact. And again, Vega find themselves sort of paused, sort of stopped. It's as if they expect Spirit to give them an opening, and Davkos might have just done that. They're falling to the AWP of JR. SDY caught out in the window room. They now know he's there. That Molotov, not only sound cues, but he used the smoke to get himself out of that situation. It was a real weird one. Hutchie with the kill on Dima. Sotfik spotting them there in B halls. He's going to have to set himself up here, and this will probably reign supreme. He almost gets the kill on Tony Black. 1 HP. And this one's going to have to go in the way of Vega at this point, except for Coldy has been the man with the plan thus far on Team Spirit, doing tons of damage. As we look at this round, he looks around it out with over 100 ADR in the half, trying to get any frags he can, and Crush is going to end that dream. Crushing it, if you will, as we go into the second half, Chad.
8-7 to finish the first half. Team Spirit looks strong, but Vega bouncing back with some spread pick play that worked. We're going to check out the second half after the break.
first half. There we go. It was a rough first half from the side of Vega. It was a very cold start, one might even say. Perhaps even coldy with a 19-8 KD going into the second half and an 8-7 scoreline. Definitely doing enough for the side of Spirit, holding down that A bomb site. But now how the table turns, Chad.
Yeah, well, last time these two teams went head-to-head was at the London Major, and it was two massive T-halves. Here it looks like a closer affair, and 2 smoke grenades and 4 flashbangs on the side of Team Spirit will be congregated over towards this A-bomb site. But look at this A-ramp push. Crush is close up. He has 2 players in tow. They want to get close and personal.
And they have done just that, but Chopper falling leaves Crush all the way up here by his lane. Can't really back out. They're going to find him sooner rather than later. He does find one before he's eliminated. And Dima and Coldy are coming in and clean up here. Hutchie and Tony Black trying to hold down the site as best as possible. Fighting off from this CT ramp right now, trying to retake there from Ticket. Grenade's going to do a ton of damage on the Sotfik, and that's going to help things tremendously here. Trying to keep this bomb from going down. Coldy hitting an amazing shot there with the Glock. And, well, with Tony Black falling, that does leave Hutchie all by his lonesome. Still sort of lingering around there at the A ramp. The bomb has been planted for Team Spirit, and it's planted so that, well, they don't necessarily need to stay in the site. Hutchie doesn't know this. It's going to be a rough retake for him, and the longer he waits, the more positioning that Spirit are going to have to get. They're electing to go for this double ramp here, so no way that Hutchie expects them to both be here. He's going to have to do something just a little bit aggressive, maybe get in their face. Tap the bomb, incoming. Does tap the bomb, does not. He does have a kit, actually. Blinded. And now with Coldy moving all the way up to Tetris, it was only a matter of time before Hutchie was put into the dirt there, and the pistol round going in the way of Spirit 9-7. And as we go forward, Chad, I'm going to give you a little bit of B-Stream update. You grabbed it last time.
Oh my God.
You're going to love the way this sounds this time. Greyhound leading Vitality 13-2. My goodness. From the upside down, all down under, they're doing it.
That's nutty, right? Because coming into this tournament, Vitality were one of the teams that we considered to be on the cusp, and Greyhound were one of the teams we considered to be going out in one of the last places. So this could be a huge upset, another huge upset for the day. We've already had Vici over Fnatic, but that was a fantastic pistol round there from Team Spirit, especially with how they played it in the end. It is going to be another set piece over towards the A-bomb site against the Force by a Vega Squadron. They've got 2 players playing in front of the smoke wall, and slightly delayed. This is they're limping out A ramp here.
Yeah, JR in a really, really rough spot there to try to play with that scout. He does net 1 shot down and does land, but ultimately can't take anyone else. Colby's just wrecking house right now. Really feeling himself. Already netting 25 frags with those frags in mind, and Hutchie and Crush. Well, only thing crushed there are their hopes and aspirations of regaining control in this round. He does have a scout, a nade, and 2 smokes between the 2 of them, but no kit and really nowhere to go at this point. Crush set up there on the catwalk. Does land a shot on the Sotfik, and, well, you know what? There was a little bit of retaliation there, because now Crush left by himself. Chad, this one's done and dusted.
Yeah, I'm surprised they both didn't go for the auto save right there. They will get hunted down in the end anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But with those guns, they're not getting back into the bomb site. You may as well take them through to the following and give yourself a fighting chance, because right here, right now, the most amount of money we're dealing with is Tony Black with 2850, meaning they will have to take the save.
And Coldy just coming alive.
He's
right
a banger,
here
isn't he?
In the nighttime. 25 frags, 8 deaths, 128 ADR for the man by his lonesome. Most of those numbers put up there in the first half. He's certainly done enough already. But now we're going to see Spirit try to go out towards this mid area, and what will be SDY and Sotfik working their way up B halls.
The flash here is on Hutchie, who is towards CT spawn. So if an attack comes onto A, I presume he's going to flash high in the site and give them a chance to pivot. It seems like more of a default spread coming out right now from the side of Spirit, who have mid-control completely under their belt. They know there's nothing aggressive B. They also have a player watching T spawn for any pushes. So this, to me, will be a B play, just based on the information that Sumdai Young has right now. He's got that B site completely to his own. And a free kill as well, as JR caught looking the wrong way. So this one's over and done with as well. The score will be going 11-7 in favor of Team Spirit.
Now, barring anything crazy, because of course Vega did come into this round with nothing but USPs, not even a kit to their name, and rightfully so, because they're going to have that money in order going to that next round. They need to grab this first gun round upcoming, and Spirit don't need to give up any weaponry here. Of course, winning this round definitely helped them on their path to 16, but the less casualties, the better. And if you're at home right now, or even at work, maybe sneak away from your boss, you know, go ahead and hide the fact that you're on your cell phone. Use hashtag IEM and get involved in the conversation over on social media, namely
About Vitality and Greyhound.
Yeah, now that's definitely a talking point. Let's see some tweets revolving around those guys. As SDY tries to put on a clinic here on A-Ramp, does net himself some sweet cash there, taking out Hutchie and Chopper.
SDY being a bit of a milkman there, getting the most out of that round. The $600 kill bonus on the UMP fit nicely in that bank account. And knowing the way that the CIS teams play, it's highly likely they're going to keep these scrappy guns. So far, they have a MAC-10 on Sopvik. They have Dima and SDY with 2 UMPs. Coldy has that AK-47 he's done so much damage with, and Davkost has upgraded from the Scout to the AWP.
And the one thing we could take away from that little bit of a camera shot there was just the pure frustration you can see on the players of Vega, not feeling themselves right now, not feeling that this is really working out. Very, very important round here. So we go forward, AWP onto JR, tons of damage onto Hutchie. He's going to be that man there in the beast site that did take the first contact. He's not alone. It's going to be Crush there playing towards the arches to try to help him out. And as the smokes and utility come in there on the beast site, Spirit will slow down, and they're going to wait this one out just to see how Vega react in this one. It's going to be a real strange one as this round begins to develop right now, a real holding pattern, Chad.
This is what we call a double pump. They want to force out the low utility over towards this B bomb site. They've been able to do so, milk out some of that CT goodness. And now the second attack will come in, the second wave.
Yep. It's about that time. A minute on the clock, and they do have perfect positioning here from Vega. Crush with the really advantageous spot. Can't seem to find anything. Does get flashed out. Has no success in the round. Dima bringing up 2 headshots there with the ump, which is definitely turning the tide of the war. Spirit
saving.
Getting the bomb down. It's going to be Tony Black and JR, and they're really just going to go ahead and get out of Dodge, find themselves in Palace, saving an AWP and an M4. Good bit of utility there on the Tony Black, but my goodness, Chad, that one really did fall apart at the seams, didn't it?
Yeah, and that's, you know, textbook play. You know that the utility is going to be relatively low because they went for the second round force buy. They took that full save in the third. They didn't have everything that they needed on the fourth. And what they did have, they had to throw one out there to stop what they thought was an impending attack of the saved SMGs. And we know that they had the MAC-10 and the 2 UMPs. So fantastic work there, and huge entry frags by Dima onto that B-bomb site. So now they're going to go up to 12 rounds. They're looking at Team Spirit, 12 to the 7 of Vega Squadron on the CT side with his 2 saved rifles. I think they have to force buy, considering their money situation right now. We've got 3,400 on Crush, 3,550 for Hutchie, 3,400 for Chopper. A gun can be dropped by Tony Black, and JR can do the same, but that means he will most likely have to glass cannon again. But I would like to see them, you know, have confidence in these weapons. It looks like they're going for a partial buy. I can see a CZ and armor bought on Chopper. Similar scenes for Hutchie and Crush. So
it's turning into Crush time, if you know what I mean, Chad. It's definitely something where they need to start turning this around because the rounds are starting to slip away. AWP still in the hands of Davkost and the setup there towards Spirit. They don't want to show face in middle just yet. It's going to be Tony Black and Crush there to try to hold this off. This mid-pressure is ever so imminent now. The re-smoking connector could hold them off, but Dima's going to go through that smoke. Finds himself very, very forward posturing now, landing a few grenades on himself, but Dima and Coldy finding these entries. It's going to be JR over there on his lonesome at the ramp, AWP in hand. He does have armor, but not any utility to work with. Not needing the kit just yet. But again, we find ourselves in a little bit of a holding pattern. Crush, a big kill there on the Sopvik with the Deagle. And now everything just sort of comes into place. Molotov holding off JR from doing anything with this AWP out in the open.
It's a big pickup right there.
Yeah, big pickup, but he is going to pick up some damage as well. Hitting down to 16 HP. This one has turned in the favor of Vega, and with a quickness. Coldy, a man that can definitely do it in this matchup if anyone's going to be doing it, finds himself alone with the AK, a bomb.
Plenty of time as well here. 40 seconds left on the clock. The problem is the CTs are giving him all the room in the world he wants to work with, and walking into the crosshair of JR's AWP. He'll drop, and that partial upgrade right there will reap rewards for Vega Squadron, who'll put their first round on the board for this CT side. Now, on that first half, I wasn't impressed with Team Spirit. They did a lot of individual pushes in middle. They got taken out. They were picked off a lot.
Just waiting, just like a holding game. You know?
And Vega Squadron didn't do anything really with those picks. They just went and ran into crossfires of their own. On this T side so far, Team Spirit have looked composed. It looks like they've had a good idea of their approach, and they've been direct from spawn. whereas Vega have just been doing default holds. They haven't really done anything exciting until right now. Crush getting aggressive middle, throw his own smoke and jumping up in it. I think he's trying to use this as a one-way.
Yeah, and they don't know he's there yet. A little bit of a blindness coming out onto Dima, but this position is going to be brutal.
God.
He's taking down Davkos in the early parts of this round. Has no idea that the other player in Dima is up there at the top of middle. So the trades will come out, and that will certainly be a skirmish that will be looked over in the demos. It could have been very much in the favor of Vega. That could have been a good turning point in the round for them. But right now, they're going to have to set up 2-2. And we're going to see Hutchie and Chopper over here towards this B side. SDY pushed up pretty far. He could get the pick that opens the site here, leaving only 3 members remaining, but that's a big what if at this point. Hutchie not going to be able to see him as he escapes. SDY is going to go ahead and get out of dodge, going to go ahead and fall back through that smoke, and he does it quietly, stealthily. And now Hutchie's going to be able to find some positioning himself, pushing up in these halls as that smoke fades. Sotvik here in the connector. Now, you can kind of see how this round is turning around in a way that these guys in Spirit want to go towards a site. They want to find an opening here. Having this player in connector could prove to be that thorn in the side of Vega. But as the story unfolds, it's going to be Tony Black also pushed
right now.
very, very far up right here, and he will be that first point of contact underneath the Bauk. Here comes the hit. A little bit of damage on the Sotvik before the hit starts, and they found their way out to catch her. Tony Black with the crossfire, tries to get 2. SDY takes him down. Now a 3 versus 3, Coldy, Demon, SDY trying to get this bomb down. Shouldn't be a big problem, but this player peeking off catwalk, well, that could be the thorn in the side, and the spray's there. Can't connect the shots as needed. It's going to be Demon, SDY on 13 and 14 HP. Coldy chiming into the round. Finally, now JR versus Coldy, 1 versus 1, AWP versus AK. No kit on the JR, perhaps he can find one. Looking for the shot, and he does have it. He does have the time as well. And we're going to see Vega Squadron pick up that 9th round, Chad. That was a big round for them to grab.
That is a big round, and the fact of the matter is their money would have just been absolutely dismal at that point. Sure, they would have had enough to go for an average buy, but at that point, if they'd gone for it, Team Spirit grabs that one, that's almost game over at that point.
Yeah.
In fact, they've been able to string 2 together. This is positive signs right here, and JR stepping up right now against Coldy, who is having an absolute banger.
A tear.
28 frags to his name thus far, and the scoreline is 12-9 now, and we are in a bit of a tactical timeout from Vega Squadron, who only have 1 left in the back pocket to use. So
yeah,
in a dire straits right now for these guys as they decide to bring out 3 Augs, an M4 on Tony Black, and JR still carrying across that AWP. On the side of Spirit, Davkos will get the AWP of his own, and then we have the 4 AK-47. So let's see if they decide to go for more of a free-flowing style, more default picks like we saw Vega doing, because so far they've been doing things as a team. They've been executing, they've been taking map control, like I mentioned, very direct in their approach, and they've just been getting a little bit unlucky in these late rounds.
But a big, big round there for Vega. If they're going to try to turn this one around, that had to have been one of those that they needed to pick up in that effort. Augs are coming out, as Chad said, and AWP still in the hands of JR. We're going to see JR set up over there towards A, basically by himself, but Chopper there in the jungle able to kind of flex and rotate should he need to, and now that set piece of smoke is going to come through. JR electing to push through that smoke, find himself a little bit better positioning with that AWP. He's going to have this first shot onto that ramp player. The flash is going to back him off just a little bit.
That's a crazy play from him to push in front of the smoke wall single-handedly there. If a Palace player swung, he could have been stuck between a rock and a hard play.
But sort of necessary at the same time, right? He needed to get out there and create that space, and unfortunately he's unable to do anything with it. The bomb does get planted here for Team Spirit, and it's going to be Chopper there trying to find something to get it going there on the side of Vega Squadron from Connector. And tons of utility there on the retake from the side of Vega. JR, though, taking quite a bit of damage there from what would be SDY under Bauk, and well, he's not done just yet. Dima's also going to get into the fight, and Crush trying to find something to smoke, can't seem to do it. JR still alive in the round, finds 2, and with the only member alive here from Vega, and the bomb ticking ever so fast, he's just going to have to turn tail, Chad. It's over in this round for Vega Squadron. He can find all of these kills, and taking out Coldy is a big scalp to take, but it's not going to be enough, and a 13th round on the board here for Spirit. They look to run away with this one.
And now here's the problem, the fact that JR, only 2 rounds ago, had to win the 1v1 scenario against Coldy. The bank balance right now is in the bin for Vega Squadron. We're going to see a force buy come out. Chopper's gone all in. JR still has his AWP, and everybody else is following suit here. Hachi with the MP9, Crush onto the UMP, and another FAMAS just being bought out right now by Tony Black. So this is all in. This is do or die right now for Vega Squadron. They're going to find themselves in a position where they have to buy out the remainder of the game if they want to stay competitive. They could find themselves in a position where they have to fight for overtime.
That's right. 13-9 is the scoreline. Spirit all in on this one, but not as much as Vega, as they have gone in with that full buy. Some Die Young finding his way out onto the site. He does have this Mac 10. He's going to prove to be a menace here. He can't seem to lock him down, and Hutchie will be grabbing 2 huge kills here in his efforts to defend this B bomb site. Big time coming alive. This is what's going to be Coldy and Davkos. This round has gone absolutely horribly for Team Spirit. What they can hope for now is finding a pick here, finding a kill there. Does spot the player on the catwalk. It's going to be Tony Black, taking a considerable amount of damage in the meantime. But knowing where this bomb is and knowing what's on the cards, Davkos is going to try to reposition so that he can get anything going at all to try to salvage this round for Team Spirit, who were up with 13 rounds on the board. Chad, that is not the story that you want to be told if you're Team Spirit.
No, and you're right there. If they can find a couple more picks in this situation, it is going to continue to keep that economy down. So Davkos walking up catwalk here. I don't think he's going to expect Tony Black in the vent room. The FAMAS should really just take him down quite simply. But Davkos, I said he didn't expect a player. The jiggle peek, the headshot, away it goes. This round is looking ever more possible now, as Coldy has been performing fantastically here. Not a lot of HP to work with, but if he can find a kill, could force the pivot, and Davkos could find a kill of his own.
That's right. Coldy definitely the one that you want alive in this situation for what he's put on the table at this point. It's not going to be dinner, Chad. It's going to be Vega Squadron putting a 10th one on the board. And that one turned out to be real rough through and through, kind of getting stopped in their tracks. Spirit, that one really did come apart.
Yeah, look, I
you ever had a good back massage?
No, not in a while. I think, look, if you're gonna look at that round, you're gonna say we're at round 23 of the game, and we have a duel in the B bomb site with an MP9 and a Mac 10, you're probably just going to be laughing at me. That's what we normally see happen within the first couple of rounds of a game, not this late in the piece. That's what happens when the force buy comes out.
Yes, indeed, Chad. Yes, indeed. Another timeout here for Team Spirit. They're going to have to recollect their thoughts after that one, because
that's that duel I was talking about right there.
Yeah, it's not what you want.
He's even going to find a second. That just shows like how much havoc can really just be caused by these SMGs. They're able to pivot, they're able to move a little bit quicker. Right now, I'm not sure if the timeout is to avoid the tilt or to just talk through what strategy is possible, because they will just go with a partial pistol upgrade. No armor or utility behind this, just the 4 Deagles.
Yeah, and those 4 Deagles could prove to give them just enough range, though. I mean, right there, they're going to spot this player that is JR trying to get up in middle. A really risky play there, considering he does have the AWP, but I suppose when you're feeling yourself, you just go for it. And at that moment, with no backup and completely alone in middle, he wasn't able to get anything going. He is able to put that Molotov down and flush Coldy out, which would have been in the Palace side of the map.
Just while we have this eco lull, I don't expect a lot to come from this. Vitality are clawing their way back into this now on the CT side of Nuke. The score is currently 8-13 against Greyhound. So that's 8 rounds now on the board for Vitality, who are going to have to put up a tremendous half if they want to snatch the victory.
Yeah, and in this round, there will be no victory for Team Spirit. Of course, not much in their pocket, but 5 members staying alive there from Vega Squadron is certainly going to help their case. They don't need a GoFundMe in this round. They do have plenty of utility, plenty of weaponry to work with. And 13-11 is your scoreline, Chad.
And now they're in a position where they can lose a round. Enough of a bank has been built up on Hachi, JR, Tony Black, where if they do lose this one, they will be able to get a buy, or a decent buy at least, in the following. So good signs now for the Vega Squadron economy. It will just be a standard mid-control smoke, and both teams exchanging mid-control smokes. Looks like what they want to do is send out these A smokes to draw the rotation off of middle, and then have the 2 players over towards B apps come through the underpass and catch anybody off guard towards connector or rotating from middle. But JR is away. You can see how he's set up there.
Yeah, Chopper set up here on the default plant in sight. And 3 members here to defend this on the side of Vega. Finding the first kill onto Dima. It's going to make this one ever so harder. A little bit of a boost in the window. So this could be what does become the Achilles tendon of Vega Squadron in this round. And it's already paid off thus far. Some Die Young, making Chopper Well, he's going to get eliminated early on in this round. So
He's on an island right now, Chase. Look at this
Yes,
over towards
he
the B
is.
bomb site. He's going to be swarmed now by Spirit. This isn't
now the
normal
thing
territory
is,
for a shark.
with SDY being left in this window room all alone, they're not really sure until in this moment where exactly this hit from Spirit's going to come on. Of course, Hutchie having that contact and being that only play there in the B, Chad, there was really nowhere for him to run. Of course, the comms also probably very chaotic in this moment. You got a guy in window. You've got really no indication as to where this one's going to end up at the end of the round.
Yep.
And he's just going to stay there the whole round, proving to be that thorn. We're going to see another round on the board here for Team Spirit. 14 will be that magic number as they look to get ever so closer to 16, Mr. Burchill.
Yeah, I thought that was just going to be an A crunch, but the fact that they did the window boost, knowing that the AWPer was going to rotate and lean towards the A bomb site, or at least connector, that was the opening. That's all they needed. It was just that one kill. You can see here they're trying to save these last 3 guns, JR being a little bit more forward, knowing he can take the shot with the AWP and get the hell out of dodge. They will keep the double AWP setup going through. But right now, someone else needs to start contributing. JR's on 23 kills, Chopper is on 15, Hutchie on 14, Tony Black with 12 to his name, and Crush sitting on 9. This is 14 rounds for Team Spirit right now. If they grab this one, it's going to be another mismatch of a bye for Vega going into the last.
And for what might have been perceived as criticism there for JR to take that aggressive peek in middle, perhaps it is a do or die time over here for Vega. I mean, he wants to get out there and create that opening and really put the numbers in favor of the CTs on this early part of a round. Didn't happen. Luckily, he was able to escape. Still does have the AWP to his name. And now full-on utility here from Spirit, and the gas pedal is going to be pressed. They are set up there in sort of a net or a zone, if you will.
This is the same execute. They're doing it again, and they're seeing if they get a different reaction this time around. So they've thrown it as a complete fake, and they're hoping to get a push across the map. You can see the 2 players on the radar in the top left who are waiting for B aggression and mid aggression right now, and none has come in. The Sharks have definitely not bitten in this situation. So the slow posturing as you have 1:20 left on the clock. Enough utility for another double pump, as we call it, a second execute onto this A bomb site.
Yeah, and that depth is going to prove to be what this round hinges on. They're all set up now towards this A side, and this will be where the hit is on. You can tell that utility ready to come out at a moment's notice, but they're still sort of waiting to see if Vega does indeed push. Now they have set themselves up very close A ramp, so for that smoke to fade, Chopper going to get flashed in, and there's no one there just yet, but he's about to have a bad nuke pistol down on his head. Instead, it will be Dima that does fall. Chopper finding a second. Davco's coming alive, finding 2. So now we got ourselves an even strength ball game, Chad. 3v3, Davkos, Coldy, and SDY. With 30 seconds on the clock and JR holding A by himself, they're going to try to do something strange here. They've got to re-hit this bomb site. They realize it would take way too long to go ahead and rotate all the way back to A. And SDY is coming out of those apartments, can't seem to get anything going. And Coldy, once again, 30 kills to his name so far. He's going to have to get something. He's going to have to do it fast. 14 seconds. This clock is ticking. He's going to get that bomb down at the very least, but he's unaware if there's players towards CT, if they're playing a connector, which they are, or where they're going to be trying to crash down on him from. And right now, they're going to be taking it slow and smooth. Crush and Hutchie here with the retake.
Oh, the trade potential is definitely here, but if Coldy swings, he could catch them looking the wrong way.
They could. They don't have a kit to the name. They're going to have to do something fast. They do it just that. They do it quickly. They do it quietly, because slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And a fun fact for you, Chad, as we see this defuse come in here on the side of Vega. Round number 12 for them. Both Spirit and Vega and Vitality versus Greyhound are at 14-11.
So that's as this round was
little
progressing. Yeah, you only missed it by a little bit.
I just got out of the DeLorean, man, a little jet lag. So.
Well, did you come from the future or the past?
Well, I'll never tell. So there's that. Well, frustration for Vega, Chad. You got to kind of wonder.
Well, they got
at this point, they did get the round, but they still do have their backs against the wall, right?
Yeah, definitely so. And I think right now the question mark is that Team Spirit have been doing pretty much executes throughout. They've been quite execute heavy in their approach. There hasn't been really the default spread, trying to find the picks and rotate from there. So they are taking another tactical timeout, because Dima only has 3650. He can definitely buy. There's a lot of options he could go for here to have enough utility.
Yeah, these numbers aren't going to deceive you at all. Coldy having a hell of a performance here has seemingly slowed down a little bit the deeper we've gotten into this second half.
Yeah,
and he has been a game changer thus far for Spirit. But all it does take is one round, and we're going to see a little bit of a buy come out here from Spirit. Should be interesting to see what they actually do all end up with. It's going to be quite a bit of utility. And there onto Dima. And Dave Cost, I like to go with the Galil and utility as well. So again, I just kind of speculate that we might see them wait it out again. It seems like that's what they want to do, play it so patiently that it hurts.
This is like a fast A split right here. They've got mid-control very quickly, and they're able to walk down towards connector with that Molotov that we just saw come in. So I expect Nates to come out from A and them to pounce through this.
That's right. They do have this bomb set up there for a quick strike onto this A side. And they're set up in connector. They're going to clear it right now. Chopper is going to get the better end of that deal. Now, before some die young can grab one for himself. And what is now a 3 versus 3. Sotfik in the round as well. And JR finding himself yet again. Toll Booth Willie, we'll call him.
Look, Coldy from Palace, round and round again, has been able to find kills. He's going to be the man in this moment. Crush is ready and waiting for it. JR set up over towards Ticket, but Sotfik has found a lot of territory here. Vent not broken, that's a problem.
That's a big problem, because if he does break that, he does cue the sound, and it does actually open up the idea to Vega Squadron that there's someone lurking around in the back lines. Coldy making his way out of Palace now, and that bomb's going to have to follow. They do have plenty of time to play with. Could be something to do a little bit more methodical, and not getting that kill on the catwalk is going to be brutal. Hutchie taken down too. Davkos finally replies, and they're going to have to push him here while he's planning. Crush is going to be right there, and he's going to get the frag. And we're going to see a 13th round on the board for the Vega Squadron. All the Okulas, all the shark gifts, get them out. Tag hashtag IEM in the meantime. Let's see the best one you got. You see the little shark right there on the screen?
It's very important right there for Davkos to go for that plant to give them enough money to get buys going in further rounds. But in that point of the game, when you're sitting there on 14 rounds, this is one of the decisions where it's so difficult. Do you get the plant and really not give yourself a chance to win that round, or do you go for the kills, you try and isolate another 1v1 duel, and if you lose it without getting anything done, then you haven't been able to help your team with that little extra bit of a cash flow. Yeah. That's 2 big kills from Hutchie right there on CAD, and then unfortunately Davkos, he was doing the selfless play. That's what he was getting it done, getting that bomb down, making sure his team has enough money. So the tactical pause will actually come in from Vega.
Last one too.
They're all out now, and as we spoke about the start of the game, last time these two teams went toe-to-toe, was it a major? It was the London major.
That's a yikes right there, dude.
Oh,
head and palm. I'll let you look it up, do that research. But you do hate to see the old forehead coming out there, forehead to palm treatment. But they know what these rounds mean now that this game has gotten so much closer. 14-13 is your score.
It was 16-14 last time in favor of Vega Squadron in the opening round of the Swiss during the Challenger stage. So we're back into similar scenes, but this time we're in round number 2.
Never underestimate the shark, Chad.
This is going to be a B piece. They've got 4 smoke grenades, a couple of flashbangs. They're going to hope that Hutchie here isn't able to deliver. Is that Molotov is going to land?
It does land. Wow, yeah, right there on top of the smoke, and you would have thought that that would have extinguished it. Did not happen. They're going to be holding down this bomb site like it's nothing. Cutting them up like butter and a knife. It's going to be Hutchie grabbing 2 to end that round. 5 staying alive. We got a 14-14 game here, Chad. All tied up. And my goodness, could you have forecasted it? Because we didn't.
Look, I think overall in this game, Spirit have actually played the better T side. I think they should have tried a little bit earlier to start spread picking and maybe try and use their individuals a little bit more, get Coldy involved in other parts of the map, because he's not really getting a chance to find too many frags. They had that one situation where they did the fake, they boosted window, and 1 kill from some Young was more than enough. So if they think of something similar here, maybe give their players a chance to actually work the map, there is a chance.
There's a chance over for Greyhound, too, sitting at game point, 15-13 over Vitality, but we got a game on our hands to deal with as of right now. Some Young putting Hutchie in the grave and leading his team out here. Should they have made an effort to go towards that B bomb site? He did find the opening pick, and yeah, with the bomb over at A.
What is going on?
It's just, you know, it's a little unorthodox, Chad. Not a whole lot of reasoning to the method there, but
this is what we saw in the first half from Vega, right? They just spread out, individuals taking picks all over the map, and that forced rotation. Similar scenes here from Spirit.
Bomb does get planted over in the A site, though. That is going to alleviate some pressure from Team Spirit right now, looking to find what will be map point. And with the bomb planted, they're going to fall back there towards the A ramp. Sotfik will be the first point of contact as the retake's coming on, 2 there from CT ramp. And then the 1 player from Connector on the side of Vega, but that bomb's ticking, Chad. It's getting ever so hairy down here.
I don't like this post plan.
Yeah, they're going to try to smoke it off. They're going to try to do what they can, but right now the peak's coming out supreme. Coldy winning his, and Crush taking down Sotfik, taking down another. The defuse is on, and the frags are there as well. It's going to be a round for Vega. We've got a 15-14 ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Vega Squadron are in the building.
Yeah, that post plant, putting all 3 of your eggs in the same basket right there and hoping that you could trade off of one another and that they don't have enough utility to smoke off the choke point. Well, they had exactly that. The smoke lands on the bomb. You have to pivot, you have to push, because you can't let that diffuse come through. And everybody just teaming out of that choke point, one after the other. They were cut off. There was no way for them to really get involved, and it felt like they played that a little bit scared. Normally you'd see a player pivot around, go for like the mid-clutch play. Here they tried to stay together.
Now, fun fact.
Yeah.
Both games at 15-14.
Oh boy, what's the money situation looking right now for Greyhound?
Well, it's looking like
bad. They have deagles.
Yeah, they've got some deagles. We got 3 AKs over there. Mr. Stacy wielding one, along with Dexter and, well, Sterling.
So here's the last round of regulation for the Vega Squadron versus Team Spirit game. All the rounds.
All the rounds and only one map. So there's that, Chad.
They just did go for the play of the spread pick, right? They let SDY basically walking towards the B-bomb site, do whatever he wants, and finds that opening kill. But from there, they weren't able to get anything done. Once again, they're putting pressure on early, and that's to keep those B players honest. It feels like they're doing that spread pick play again as the bomb is already pivoting close towards Palace. Look how aggressive it is.
Yeah.
Look at Dima just going out on his own, and the frags are just going to fall.
Dima going for it. Can't seem to get it done, though. Crush and Hutchie finding success there, and Tony Black's going to get involved as well. The party is over, and it looks like Vega Squadron are going to be walking away with this one. Should Davkos be able to do just about anything? And, well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that's not the story we're going to be telling you today. Vega Squadron securing this map 16-14 over Team Spirit. Quite the numbers game having played out there. You can see the high fives and what is surely a sigh of relief after a rough start from both these teams today.
16-14 again. That's